In most of the constituencies, the NPP agents are nowhere to be found. For example, in some of the Bunu constituencies we have won, they are nowhere to be found to sign the results as collated. And EC officials are saying we are waiting for them. We want to tell the Electoral Commission that if the NPP will not come and sign, declare the results. It is not by force that polling agents sign. If they are not there to sign, at the end of collation, declare the results. And spare the nation the tension you have plunged us into. And Alhaji Bawumia, for God's sake, you are an Alhaji. You call yourself Dr. Digital. So I'm sure that by now, through your many digital applications, you have collated your results. You know you have lost. Please call your senior brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, concede defeat and congratulate him.
And I thank them very much. I assure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of my full support in the transition process. As committed Democrats, we pledge to ensure that we have a very smooth transition so that the business of government will continue seamlessly. The MPP would offer the needed support to the new government in a very responsible way.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I say them yopo.
Yo, therefore, the idea is that I could find a banana could go. The one could go to what? When you say, okay, the post be a wedding pastor in the armor. A post to an adjoining free cool, when you said, yeah, you did a tarot to know. Would you, I don't forget to as some of us anopawe na sorry no bia nim say Dr. Bawumia we lose election no ba ona asa na wa na adwin some person be consider some person we kataso mo so na yisi ni so ono so wa no say alo bi sa no won sa la aha ena Sammy Gyamfi bu fuye Sammy Gyamfi be ye press conference challenge asoma ya cost ni de Bawumia una also ye alaji for the month antro wo de what transfer bree by the acho ene nko ade she ho ani monyam ene nko say na wo transfer because ene no Ghana for nyina ho say to ade bra na be congratulate John Dramani Mahama na ho say waje atum say wa lusu we na Bawumia ti say Sammy Gyamfi man pressure no na ono so bae ebe kan say wa concede defeat but yan ko ti in some Sammy Gyamfi catcher a friend say Dr. Bawumia eba ready Bawumia dey no so beto amos.
In most of the constituencies, the NPP agents are nowhere to be found. For example, in some of the Bunu constituencies we have won, they are nowhere to be found to sign the results as collated. And EC officials are saying we are waiting for them. We want to tell the Electoral Commission that if the NPP will not come and sign, declare the results. It is not by force that polling agents sign. If they are not there to sign, at the end of collation, declare the results. And spare the nation the tension you have plunged us into. And Alhaji Bawumia, for God's sake, you are an Alhaji. You call yourself Dr. Digital. So I'm sure that by now, through your many digital applications, you have collated your results. You know you have lost. Please call your senior brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, concede defeat and congratulate him. And save this nation the unnecessary tension that you and your goons have plunged us into. Enough of the killings, enough of the violence. Ours is a democracy governed by the rule of law. The will of the people expressed at the polls is supreme and must stand. Be a Democrat and respect the will of the people. Leading figures of your party have already considered defeat. Richard Anyagba has considered defeat. Even the defectees from the NDC who came to support your cause have considered defeat, like Alote Jacobs. All of them. What are you waiting for? Ghana is the only country we have. So please, do the needful. Concede defeat and call your supporters to order. And IGP Dampare will continue to commend you and the Election Security Task Force for the yeoman's job you have done. But your job is not done because we are nowhere near the conclusion of the electoral process. Your work is being undermined by certain elements in the New Patriotic Party and their collaborators in the military. What we are seeing at constituency collation centers is not what the IGP promised us, and it is not what the CDS promised us. And we know that they are not a party to what is happening. But only they can stop the nonsense going on. And they have to put their foot down. They have a choice to make. You choose between the NPP and the Constitution of Ghana. Choose between the outgoing government and the supreme sovereign people of Ghana. Your fidelity is to the Constitution of Ghana and not the NPP. They have lost. Nothing can save them. They can't kill all the people in Ghana. There is no way you can overturn this results through violence. There is no way. So, if they will not do the needful by conceding defeat, we want you to put your foot down and stop the nefarious activities of these MPP thugs who have been clothed in military uniforms. And in some cases, real military men who have been given directives to go to constituency collation centers, scatter the place, shoot at people and all that. Human lives matter. Nobody is supposed to lose their life because of an election. We are appalled and disgusted by what is going on. The NDC has lost elections before, even when we were in power. In 2016, we handed over power peacefully. Nobody died. Nobody was murdered. Even under Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rollins, who was a soldier in 2000 when we lost power, not a single Ghanaian lost his life. In 2008, under J. Okufor, an MPP president, the MPP lost power. There was a peaceful transition of power. Nobody died. In 2016, nobody died under John Mahama. Why is it that only you, in 2020, you killed 8 people? That blood is not enough for you. And you are still killing people. As we speak, you've killed over 4 people in this election. How many more do you want to kill? How many innocent civilians do you want to injure and hurt? You have lost. It's as simple as that. Your Sisifia campaign, attention. It's as simple as that.
Sammy no see no anche bia be fa no say be 10-15 minutes bia Dr. Bawumia say chale I don't know dia anya kai bi yisi ni so ma twen na amfa hwemba nti ma me consider defeat sa de no NDC for no wo system NPP so wo system obi a o wini bia ni so wini di oni susu ni so olu so nti se se ano Bawumia ba e no o be kan say o tele se se de wa jatum NDC for or she Dodomani or the best now. So be being put as a mama here. Ewo na mama mo obetumi aboa. Obe why ready so be boa mama and na this supporter I was hey massa. And this aban dey here Bawumia adwin kire bia wo madu Bawumia hu ni adwin bia obetumi dey aboa mama. Who adwin bia nka etia so di boa kofuado. Yenko tinsema Bawumia dey to da.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome. I have just called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. I said during the signing of the Peace Pact that I was sure of 2 things. Ghana will win and peace will reign. The people of Ghana have spoken. The people have voted for change at this time, and we respect that decision with all humility. I thank God Almighty for how far He has brought me, and I submit to His will. I am making this concession speech before the official announcement by the Electoral Commission to avoid further tension and preserve the peace of our country. It is important that the world investor community continues to believe in the peaceful and democratic character of Ghana. These are our most important assets. Ghana is more important than our individual political ambitions, and we must always put Ghana first. While this was not our desired outcome, I say this is part of the democratic process. We put our best foot forward in the contest, explaining our policies and programs. However, it is sometimes the case that the voter would have other ideas. I am very proud of the efforts of our campaign team, and I thank them very much. I assure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of my full support in the transition process. As committed Democrats, we pledge to ensure that we have a very smooth transition so that the business of government will continue seamlessly. The MPP would offer the needed support to the new government in a very responsible way. Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do, but we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition, even though we would subject government actions and policies to strict scrutiny in the interest of our beloved nation. Our MPs, I am convinced, will do a thorough job to advance our democracy and ensure that the citizenry gets the best out of the democratic dispensation. To the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party, I know the feeling hurts, given that this is not the result you worked for. I know you would feel there is darkness ahead. That is natural, especially when in all sincerity you gave the assignment your all. But I assure you that we will regroup and come back even stronger. We will take stock of events and pick lessons to guide us going forward. In the interim, I urge you all to look into the future with optimism and hope. We may have lost the battle, but not the war. Let me also use this occasion to congratulate all MPs elect, with special emphasis on those from the MPP side. I would like to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, for his support and guidance over the years. I extend sincere thanks to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, for her support and wise counsel throughout my tenure as Vice President and during the 2024 electioneering campaign. I would like to thank my wife, Haja Samira Bawumia, who has gone over and above the call of duty in her support for me. My thanks also go to my children, my brothers and sisters, and the entire Bawumia family for their support. I also thank my running mate, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, and his wife Alma, for their strong support in this campaign. I am eternally grateful to our revered traditional rulers, religious leaders, and the generality of Ghanaians for their support. I thank former President Kufuor, the Council of Elders, executives, and the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party for their solid support. To all Ghanaians who voted for me and the MPP to implement our proposed bold solutions, I thank you for the confidence you reposed in us. To all Ghanaians who didn't vote for me and the MPP in this particular election, I thank you for considering my proposals, even though you exercised your right to choose by settling on the eventual winner. Let me also thank the Electoral Commission for overseeing yet another transparent and fair election in Ghana. I also thank the security services for their role in maintaining the peace. My thanks also goes to the media for their excellent reportage. Ghana has won. Thank you very much, and may God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Well, Bawumia kasawe na suadwin se o. Ese ade Bawumia jatumu ni isi nso beba na obeka se o tale. Say na election abewe this year we ne. Fita no pasa be pima nwure isi be kan yansasem bi ankyere yo. Jemensa te se a won se ni twatwe. Won se oye hweyeyi abetra so te oye press conference. Ghana for nanim se Jemensa ese ade o. Ese ade be kan bi akyere o the election results ni be ba obi abetra se. Jemensa kan hwe. There's always still a time because asem nko a osi wanya region ba ko pe na wanya resource every bono region and also so one kind the woman train yo there's 60 minutes na je mensa betra o kwasi akika nko a o me ka hwe ba utie ne dimi na utu say woman no je se osuru e hu say network e se asoja for no guide ne biom odi abra Ghana for bu no street no o we no ne ho ndi o re enko tin se ma je mensa be kan
presidential elections and arising matters. Yes, they did give the time at 3:45 on the flyer. It's 4:33, but we hope that, they can speak as soon as possible. So when that feed is ready, we'll definitely cross over and we'll give you the chance to also listen to her. But let's just come back to the studio. And I cut into...
You see, this matter at Damongo is so unnecessary. Between Abu and my friend Mutawakilu, they all know who has lost. The honorable thing, just as done by Bawumia, once you collate and you know you have lost, call your opponent and congratulate them. You won't have this tension. But I say these parties, this dishonorable behavior must.
Commission, I would like to say and state that questions will not be invited at the end of this press conference. Madam Chair, please the media, international and local observers, and agents of the candidates. Thank you, Madam.
Is this working? Okay. Good afternoon to all of you, our leaders of the political parties and their agents here present, our international and local observer missions, citizens of Ghana, our media partners. A good afternoon to you and a warm welcome to the National Collation Center at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. This afternoon, my mission here is very simple. It is to update you on the results that we are expecting at the National Collation Center. You would all agree with me that it's been 23 hours since the end of the polls on the 7th of December. That is yesterday, the 7th of December 2024. And it's been 23 hours since the close of the 2024 general election. As you may be aware, the Commission has put in place a robust mechanism to receive the results from the Regional Collation Center. By convention, we have been able to declare results within 72 hours after the close of polls. The Commission, however, broke that record in 2020 and was able to declare the results in 48 hours. However, 23 hours following the close of polls, we have received requests and some questions from the general public as to when to expect the results. I'm happy to announce that the results have come in from the Ahafo region, and we are expecting that from here on we'll start seeing the results coming in. We thought that it's important to update our citizenry on the process for the collation of results as it pertains to our CI 127. Because the questions that we have received from the citizens is that, oh, the political parties have results and they have the pink sheets from, the polling stations. And indeed, it is true that all the political parties are giving copies of the results at the polling station level. I think this heightens the level of transparency. But under the CI 127, we also have a process for the collation of the results, and it does not stop at the polling station. It does not stop at the receipt of pink sheets from the polling stations. Ours is quite an elaborate process that involves the political party agents at every step of the way. Additionally, it involves the observers, the media, and citizens as well. And the process emanates from the pink sheets, and it's important to note that the pink sheets form the basis of the results that are announced, whether it is at the constituency level for parliamentary candidates or whether it is at the national level for presidential candidates. But it starts and emanates from the pink sheets at the polling station. Once the results are counted at the polling station and parties are satisfied with the count of the ballot papers, they then go on to fill out the pink sheets, after which party agents sign on to these pink sheets and are provided with copies. As you may be aware, a copy of those pink sheets are posted at every polling station across the country. From there, the pink sheets are sent to the Constituency Collation Center, where you have the agents of the parties as well. And right at the collation center, no counting is done. What is done is simply to collate the results from the pink sheets, and this is done at the Constituency Collation Center. It is done in the presence of the agents of the parties and observers and media partners, and once parties are satisfied, they go on to sign the collation forms provided at the Constituency Collation Center. They are also giving copies of these, and a copy is also pasted at the Constituency Collation Center. From the Constituency Collation Center, the results travel to the region, where party agents are also present. Again, this is not a counting process. As I mentioned, the pink sheets form the basis of the results that are announced and the results that are collated. But the results from the constituency are also collated at the regional level. Once parties are satisfied, the regional results collation forms and the summary forms are filled, and the parties sign on to these, and they are giving copies of these forms. It is at this level that the results are then faxed to the head office, that is at the National Collation Center. Again, the results come through fax, and it is done in the full glare of the party agents who receive the facts, and they review it against what they may have received from their respective parties. If they are happy and it conforms to what they have received, they then endorse it. After endorsement, the results are projected and as provisional results. Those provisional results are brought to the commission and we scrutinize it. And as the returning officer for the presidential, I go on to sign this. I'd like to ask that citizens exercise patience. It's just been 23 hours since the close of polls. The process is elaborate, it is inclusive, it involves the political parties and observers at every step. And the whole idea is to ensure that what comes up at the end of the day has involved, it's a bottom-up approach that has involved all the agents at all levels. And at the end of the day, what comes up is acceptable by all the candidates and their supporters and the citizens as well. So this is the elaborate process we have. And we thought that this afternoon, it was important to allay the fears and the anxieties of citizens. The commission is going to intend and will uphold the will of the people as expressed at the polls, and that will is what has been captured on the pink sheets. However, it's important that we exercise patience, we take our time, and we are very thorough in producing the results at the national level. As we speak, we have had results coming from Ahafo, and we are expecting more results coming in the next few hours. We are trusting, we believe that within 72 hours, and this has been the norm, we should be able to declare the results of the presidential election. As I indicated, we broke that record in 2020 and declared it in 48 hours, but we do have 72 hours within which to declare the presidential results. Of course, if all the results come in the next hour and we review them, we would not wait until 72 hours or 48 hours before we do so. It's important to mention also that the delays in some of the collation centers has resulted from the besieging of our centers by supporters of the parties. In the anxiety and in the excitement, some supporters of political parties have besieged our collation offices, making it difficult in some cases for our officers to carry out their functions. We have spoken directly with the leadership of the political parties and we've asked them to recall their supporters. We believe that this should be done, and we should, our supporters, our staff should have an unhindered access and the free space to collate the results. So as I mentioned, we should, we are looking forward to seeing the results. Of course, in cases where they have, it's impossible to collate results for a particular constituency, where it would not affect the outcome, and where the winner would still emerge winner with a at least 50% plus one, the decision has been taken by the commission to proceed with those results, even if we don't have certain constituencies as part of the final results. Once we come up with the final results, we would look at that and include it. But in order not to waste time where there's some difficulty to collate constituency results, we will proceed to collate the presidential results without it, and as so long as it does not affect the outcome of the final result. So we'd like to thank you very much for your attention, and we believe that in the next few hours we should be receiving some of the results. As I indicated, we have received the results from the Ahafo region, and we believe that the others would be coming soon. Before I end, I'd like to assure you, I think the Commission has walked the walk of transparency. We have walked the walk of accountability. We have walked the walk of responsiveness, and we have walked the walk of inclusiveness. And this has been evident from the very start of our electoral calendar, that is in the preparation of the voters' register to date. I think that the evidence is clear. The matter speaks for itself, as my colleagues in law would state. And the transparent manner in which we have conducted ourselves has ensured that this election has been peaceful, it has been credible, it has been fair, and it has been acceptable by all stakeholders. So we'd like to assure you and assure all the people of Ghana that it is the will of the people as expressed at the polls that has been reflected on the pink sheets that will travel from the polling station to the constituency, to the region, and to the National Collation Center that would be declared at the end of the day. It is the people's choice. As President of the Republic of Ghana, that would be announced, and we believe, so help us God. Yes, So on behalf of the Commission, we thank you very much for your time. We believe that in the next few hours, we are hopeful that the results will start trickling in. And if it becomes necessary to hold another press conference, we will do so. But to the citizens of Ghana, we ask that you exercise some patience. So transparent has been the process, and I believe that, I think right from the first few hours after the opening of the polls to date, we have held, this is the 8th press conference that we have held as part of the 2024 election. Indeed, prior to this time, the Commission held only one press briefing, and that was when the results were going to be announced. We believe that even in the next couple of hours, you would walk with us, you would journey with us on the journey of transparency, accountability, responsiveness, and inclusiveness as we receive the results that will come in from the regions. We assure the citizens that we will work hard in their interests as our key stakeholders to ensure that every vote that is cast at the polling station counts. Well, thank you so much for your attention this afternoon, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make his beloved nation great and strong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members of the press. Thank you, international and domestic observers. I'd like to thank the agents of the candidates and political parties present. Here comes the end of the press conference. We'll call you and the need be.
In Studio 997, and you just heard Jean Mensah, the Electoral Commissioner, giving us an update at the latest briefing, and she makes mention of the plethora of briefings they have had, but no results to declare yet. The pink sheets, of course, are needed, and the collations must be done. And I guess when I come into the studio, after Bright Simmons continues with its train of thought, one of the things I would like to find out from you, the process as we have it, the regional level and everything, and the collation, is it high time we did something about it to ease the tension when it comes to our elections and put everyone out of his or her misery?
I mean, I'll start with that question first. So when you listen carefully to the Electoral Commission,
for the but meaning so far the the parliament the NDC seats in 160 160 seats there. Secured man in this majority in parliament, and I don't know so far. The men's are the resource no opa on fanya jollof opa on fanya nwamu opa on fanya light soup esi aye ni mbe korada ono esi aye resource na kita no nyansa bi anim opa so on fan toilet fan twene to enfino tifo aha pending to go inside the news na top for man the amount subscribe to channel no say na your first time say next your first time like video no comment say the bear for frost be be akre me ko na news be ato ha me san the abraham bio the men san the results no pa on fan the toilet room on fan 22
Dedi kama mamena Pendream TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases Pendream TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media, and Pendream, you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are, and the those are the issues. And then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement, but people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing Pendream TV, and I'm recommending say Obi Biana who affiliated traditional media and wire board with it, I'm gonna live up to expectation. Your next last stop, Pendream TV.